We see these digital promises all the time, right? They're everywhere. But what if we, just for a moment, hit pause and really took one apart? Let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on behind a single, powerful ad. All right, so here it is, this one image. This is what we're going to focus on for this whole explainer. I mean, at first glance, it just looks like a simple ad, right? Nothing special. But trust me, packed into this one little graphic is a whole story, a really clear promise, and a very specific journey that it wants to take you on.
So boom, right away, the ad just hits you with this direct question: how to earn money from YouTube in Pakistan. And you got to realize, that's not just a question. No way. It's a hook. It's laser-focused on a specific dream for a very specific audience, and it's promising them the keys to the kingdom. A solution.
Okay, so let's really dig into that promise. What are they actually selling here? Because it's not just a how-to guide, that's for sure.
What this ad is really selling is a dream. It's painting this amazing picture of financial freedom, a world where success isn't some far-off fantasy, but something that feels like a real possibility. And that message, that aspirational vibe, it's all designed to grab your attention and just not let go.
So how does it do that? How does it build that promise so effectively? Well, the answer is all in the visual symbols it uses. Let's break it down, kind of like an anatomy lesson for this image.
Okay, first up, the platform, YouTube. Right away, by plastering that logo on there, the ad is basically borrowing credibility. I mean, think about it. YouTube's a global giant, a place where people have actually become millionaires. So that makes the whole promise feel way more grounded in reality, not just some random marketing gimmick.
Next, let's look at the tool. Did you notice it's a smartphone, not some big professional camera? That is a very deliberate choice. It's saying, hey, you don't need a bunch of expensive gear to get started. The message couldn't be clearer. The only tool you need is probably already in your pocket right now. It's a really subtle but super powerful way to make this whole opportunity feel like something anyone can do.
And finally, let's talk about the prize, the goal. Look at the background. It's not filled with local currency, with Pakistani rupees. It's filled with US dollars. And trust me, that is no accident. The US dollar, it represents a global standard of wealth, right? So for the audience in Pakistan this ad is targeting, it's a powerful symbol of international success. It's a way to feel like you can break out of the local economy and tap into something much, much bigger.
All right, so we've decoded the promise, we've broken down the symbols, but who's actually pulling the strings here? Who is the mastermind behind this ad?
So if you look really close, up there in the top right corner, you'll spot a logo for a company called PNY Trainings. Now this is huge. It means this ad isn't actually from YouTube. It's from someone else, a third party that's trying to position themselves as the guide to making it big on YouTube. And that is a really, really important distinction to make.
And this slide? Yeah, this really captures the whole dynamic perfectly. On one hand, you've got YouTube. It's presented as this giant, kind of complex maze of opportunity. And then you have PNY Trainings. And what are they? They're the ones holding the map, the key. The ad basically sets them up as the essential guide, the only ones who can lead you through all that chaos and get you to the prize. Okay, so we know the promise, we get the symbols, and we know who the players are. But what does this ad actually want you, the viewer, to do? What's the end game here? Well, it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. The ad's true purpose is the call to action. It says, click on the above link to read more. And that right there, that reveals everything. This whole image isn't the product, it's just the gateway. Its one and only job is to get you to make that click.
So let's just trace the path this ad wants you to walk. Step 1, it dangles the lure of money. Step 2, it builds your trust using a brand you already know, YouTube. Then it introduces PNI Trainings as the expert who can help. And finally, it funnels you right towards that single, simple action. Click the link. I mean, this is a classic marketing funnel, a technique designed to turn someone just scrolling by into a potential customer.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. Now that you've seen how this one single image is so carefully built, from the symbols it uses to the action it wants you to take, I want you to ask yourself this: how many other messages just like this one do you see every single day? And more importantly, what promises are they trying to sell you?